This video is just about the Tliltocatl albopilosum, formerly known as the brachypelma albopilosum. Its other names are the curly hair or the Honduran curly hair. There is also two forms to this species, which is the hobby form, which is the Honduran, and there's also the true form, which is the Nicaraguan. The location of this sort of species is actually from Central America, which is where the Honduran and Nicaraguan names come from. The average temperatures over there come from about 21 degrees to 29 degrees Celsius, and usually it's about a 70% humidity. While it's in captivity, we keep ours generally at about 24 degrees Celsius, and usually the humidity we keep about 60 to 70%. It's hard to monitor that, but you can normally do it with just a spray every now and again, and obviously every tarantula should have a water dish. Now the albop, that is a terrestrial tarantula, but with all terrestrial tarantulas they are opportunistic climbers and opportunistic burrowers. So if you give them enough substrate to burrow, quite often they will. Ours doesn't, he just sort of meanders about. He doesn't do much climbing either, thankfully. These tarantulas tend to have a fairly medium sort of growth rate, so not crazy stuff like some of the pokies do, and definitely not like some of the baboons do either. This one's nice and gentle, and it's pretty decent at just gaining a bit of mass every now and again. When it's fully grown, it'll usually get to about 6 inches as an adult, and as you can see, ours is a mature male now. He matured about 6-7 months back. Been trying to find him a mate, but I can't bring myself to breed him yet, just because he is my first tarantula as well. So a bit of an emotional attachment to this one. For eating habits, we'll give him either one dubia roach or a couple of little black crickets or something like that, maybe a Mario worm, and he generally eats pretty well. Even as a mature male, he's still taking food, which is always good. This species of tarantula definitely falls into what I would call the beginner sort of tarantulas, definitely because of the temperament. The temperament on these is fairly docile. They're not really ones for going for you or bolting off scared every 5 minutes. They're also quite a hardy tarantula, so they are, like I said, quite good for beginners. I don't really like to say things like for beginners, just because you still need to do your research. With this being a New World tarantula, its venom isn't actually that significant, so bites aren't what you really need to worry about. One thing it does do though is kick urticating hairs, and I have quite a bad reaction to that, and I know a lot of people do as well. So that's definitely something to keep in mind for. All in all, this is a great species. I love the colours myself. It's got a nice shiny carapace, quite fluffy legs, beautiful looking creature, and I really do adore them. As for availability, these are sort of tarantula that are always available from any of the big providers, so people like Spider Shop, So Many Legs, Spiders EU, places like that, they've always got them. And like I said, they're just great tarantulas. They're great for beginners, they're great for people who have been in the hobby for years. Just a great tarantula. Nothing else I can say about this tarantula really. I think I've said it all, so I'm just going to sign off now. We do have affiliate links in the description as well, so if you want to pop down and check those out. We also have a Patreon, so if anyone's feeling extra generous, that's the place to go and see it. Goodbye.